Thailand may be known for its wonderful beaches, its great street food, and ever-exciting nightlife, but there is more floating in the evening air than the smell of joss sticks, alcohol, and fried food. Some say that UFOs are also visiting the holiday hotspot and that they are there to do more than party. They have an important message to deliver, and a group of Thais have answered the call. So let's travel to Nakhon Sawan, the centre of all things UFO in Thailand. Welcome to IF, videos on ufology, the paranormal, and cryptozoology. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss a video again. The Bangkok Post, the largest mainstream news outlet in Thailand, ran a story on what it labels the Chosen Ones, a UFO-focused group which is being branded as an apocalyptic cult and recently came under scrutiny from those in power when they were raided at their Nakhon Sawan meeting spot. Nakhon Sawan is a city in Thailand. The name literally means heavenly city. Coincidence? Maybe not. North of Bangkok, it marks the point of confluence of two of Thailand's major rivers, the Ping and the Nan. These converge in Nakhon Sawan to form the Chao Phraya, which flows south to Bangkok and out into the Gulf of Thailand. The city's surroundings are mostly flat, but in the city itself, a hill rises about 110 meters above the plain. This is the meeting spot for the members of the UFO Kaokala group. The article, titled Meditating for Aliens, documents an interview with Wasana Chamsamnuan, a founder of UFO Kaokala. The happy lady poses next to an alien figurine in her home at Nakhon Sawan, opening up to the reporter and talking about her personal experiences with UFOs whilst looking up at the night sky above the mountain. Wasana says, "Could a star do that? Could a plane do that?" This after seeing a light shining through the clouds above the mountain. "Take a picture of the sky. Zoom in later," she says to the reporter. Then the article goes on. Wasana, who also goes by her nickname Anne, is a member of UFO Kaokala, a group that meditates beneath a sculpture of a Buddha adorned with a seven-headed snake on Kaokala mountain in the hopes of receiving messages from aliens on Pluto. The aliens, they say, are delivering messages to help them save humanity in the event of an impending nuclear disaster, which they say is likely to happen in the year 2022. The first time I saw a UFO, it was at Pantit Plaza Building 1 in Bangkok, says Anne, who has been a member of UFO Kaokala for 9 years. After that sighting, she had to wait longer to receive an appearance at her house, a sign that the aliens specifically chose her to communicate with. She and the other UFO Kaokala members believe that there are 5,000 chosen ones who the aliens have decided to deliver helpful messages to. The more they meditate and abide by Buddhist principles, the more likely they are to receive a visitation. "I needed to wait for 8 years before a spacecraft showed up to me personally at my home," says Anne. The group has been eyed with suspicion by many in the country, with murmurs of cult being whispered, but never directly said. So who makes up this group of believers in these extraterrestrial messengers, and what are their goals? The reporter, Leah Carter, goes on to write, while the stereotype of a UFO believer might be the image of a paranoid conspiracy theorist wearing a tinfoil hat, the members of UFO Kaokala are for the most part educated professionals. Their group members include graphic designers, lawyers, consultants, and public workers. They say that the group consists of 50 core members, most of whom make the 3-hour trip from Bangkok and don't actually live in Nakhon Sawan. But since UFO Kaokala's inception in 1998, they say that over 1,000 people, including visitors from the United States and other countries, have participated in events that they've held. In addition to receiving messages from aliens, some of the members also claim to have additional powers, like reading karma and healing sickness. Ukring Tonak Natipitak, a 50-year-old restaurant worker and a 14-year veteran of UFO Kaokala, started dreaming about UFOs when he was 12 years old. He then started to receive extraterrestrial messages, which he says gave him energy to use his hands to heal people around him from their sicknesses. Soon after, he started going to Kaokala. He says he spotted 17 spacecraft at one time. He felt strong thought waves going through his head, urging him to look at the sky. I felt those thought waves too at my home, claims Anne. I felt the thought wave come into my head. It told me to sit down and look up at the sky. That kind of thought wave is from alien technology or something like that. But it's not me, she went on to say. The Kaokala group, Kao meaning mountain and Kala being the mountain's name, was started after founding member Somjip Raipet, 60, received a telephone call from her father, Chud Chansamanuan, asking if aliens exist. My father received the energy first and then sent that energy through me, says Miss Somchit. It's similar to the way we use a cell phone. She says the energy from Pluto forced her to speak a warning of the Lumi disaster. After that, she became a believer. Her sister, Wasana Chansamnuan, 47, became a believer shortly after. At the age of 25, in 1998, she received a message from the aliens that they had chosen Kaokala Mountain as a place to communicate with people. Thus, UFO Kaokala, also known by its longer name, the Kaokala Coordination for Disasters Warning Group, was formed. So what makes this area of Thailand so special as to receive these messages and visitors from Pluto? After all, strange lights in the Thai sky have long been seen, most famously the Naga light seen with some regularity from the banks of the Mekong River. Also, Pluto itself is a bit of a controversial homeworld for the aliens. Its status as a planet has swung back and forth for centuries. Most recently, and until today, it is being classified as a humble dwarf planet. There is virtually no chance that Pluto has life on its surface. Temperatures can reach as low as 33 Kelvin minus 240 centigrade or minus 400 Fahrenheit. Yet none of this dissuades the members of UFO Kaokala. The article goes on, driving up to Kaokala, where the flatland meets the hills, the clouds hang low to the ground. You might get the sensation that you're closer to the sky than you were in the city. Sugarcane fields and palm trees line the road leading up to the mountain. At night, pink and green lights flash on and off, and a large sign that says UFO lets you know that you are approaching. Evidence of Nakhon Sawan's history with alien lore covers this small city of 114,000 people that's otherwise known for hosting the origin of the Chao Phraya River, a satellite dish turned upside down in someone's yard to look like a flying saucer, images of Stonehenge decorating a hotel lobby, a small model of Stonehenge at a gas station, alien and space-themed gear sold at the night market, and there's even a large bridge that cost millions of baht to construct that looks unusually like the kind of alien spacecraft often depicted in the movies. Chaliel Pucharon, head of the Kaokala Tambun Administration Organization, was quoted in local media as saying most people in the area don't believe in aliens and haven't seen aliens or their spaceships. Those who believe tend to be out-of-towners, he said. They believe in a god or spirit from Pluto, but personally speaking, I wasn't able to see a thing. But it's up to people what they want to believe. You can't criticize. Anne goes on to talk about how the group believe that there's a galactic federation, and says it's like the United Nations on Earth, except it's between planets. Their code is 1117, thus the time 1117 is also sacred. It's a sign of duty, a sign of contact. The era after the big disaster is also fitted with a limited capacity. Only 30% of the world's population will survive. Depopulation always seems to raise its ugly head when talking about these groups. UFO Kaokala is in good company with everyone from the Illuminati to Bilderberg and the Rosicrucians, having been said to be working from the playbooks that focus on global depopulation. UFO Kaokala's philosophy is so specific that it's even outlined in a 134-page book written in both Thai and English, titled Messages from Extraterrestrials. At the time of crisis, the aliens will choose good people to live in the new age. So people who think about Dharma or cosmic law or Buddha are good universal citizens, says Anne. These aliens are friendly, they say. Some of them communicate only in the form of energy, but others assume more human-like figures. At roughly 1 meter and 20 centimeters tall, they are shorter than an average person, but resemble people in many ways. Instead of eating food, they eat capsules. They can communicate with anyone, regardless of their native tongue. Most importantly, they follow a sabai, or relaxed work style. According to Miss Wasana, when disaster strikes, they don't want humans to stress out, at least not too much. And whilst on the subject of stress, the group has been put under a fair bit of it themselves recently. A still unfolding legal saga which hit the national headlines a month ago. This when police raided Kaokala mountain over alleged encroachment on protected lands. It started from a misunderstanding of the story because now Kaokala is famous and many people around Thailand want to join, said Anne. This could be a problem, as if the ruling in the case finds that the meditation centre is, in fact, encroaching on public land, they may have to dismantle the centre, which has been at the top of Kaokala for over 60 years and was built long before it became known as Thailand's hottest spot for UFO sightings. I guess the aliens failed to predict the raids, but UFO Kaokala members are relatively relaxed about the whole fiasco, perhaps following the relaxed mentality of their extraterrestrial comrades. Closing the interview, Anne says, "People think it's crazy and that we're making the story up to confuse society into believing something unbelievable. But I can feel that people are more open-minded about aliens now. So what do you think? Are the members of UFO Kaokala receiving messages from aliens on Pluto? Or could this be an Asian Heaven's Gate? I plan on taking a trip to Nakhon Sawan to find out for myself. But for the meantime, I would love to know what you think, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you like what I do here on the channel, hit that red button, like and share. You can catch the latest by searching We Are If. And if you want to support the channel, links are available in the video description. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.